Batman villain contingency plan. Codename Juicehead, alias Bane. Powers: strategic mind, expert in hand-to-hand combat and firearms. Survivalist: peak human strength, enhanced by venom, a chemical compound. This guy broke my back, so no, I'm not bringing anyone else into this fight but me. The plan is straightforward. A fist fight, mano a mano. Bane's main advantage is his brute strength, but I'm faster and more skilled in combat techniques. His over-reliance on power leaves him predictable. Most of the times he's beaten me, I was either exhausted or dealing with personal distractions. This time, I'll be prepared. I plan on being well-rested, with a full 8 hours of sleep. I'll run through my usual simulations, like defeating Green Arrow in hand-to-hand combat. And of course, I'll have a hearty meal. A cucumber sandwich prepared by Alfred, who, for the record, is not canonically dead in this universe. If Bane resorts to using venom, I'll aim to disable his supply, either by targeting his mask or using tech that inhibits the flow. Without venom, his strength is reduced to human levels, making him vulnerable to my combat skills. But ultimately, this fight comes down to determination, precision, and making sure Bane knows I'm back to full strength. This time, I'm not breaking his back. Pause. I'm breaking his pinky toe first, then his left hand index finger, followed by his right elbow. The sheer randomness of these injuries will render him in a constant state of fear, wondering why. The real reason I just like messing with people. Batman villain contingency plan. Codename: Riddle me this. Alias the Riddler, Edward Nigma. Powers: genius-level intellect, expert in cryptography, puzzles and riddles, proficient with traps and mechanical devices, skilled manipulator. Plan: Riddler's genius lies in his obsession with riddles, traps, and games of intellect. But sometimes, a direct answer is all it takes to win. He's predictable, always overestimating his own intelligence and expecting me to engage on his terms. First, I'll disarm him mentally with a riddle of my own. I come in pairs, fast as a flash. When you see me coming, it's too late to dash. No puzzle, no tricks, just a simple demand. What am I, Riddler? You're about to catch... In other words, he catches these hands. The Riddler's biggest mistake is thinking every battle with me is about brains alone. He's a master planner, but when he's too distracted by riddles, he won't be ready for a swift physical takedown. I'll neutralize him before he can trigger any traps or activate hidden devices. Once I beat him and meet back up with the Justice League, I'll pull Arrow aside and give him a riddle. I fly without wings, strike without sound. I'm sharp, I'm swift, and I always come around. In the hands of the bat, I find my place. What am I that lands on your face? By the time he figures it out, he'll already be dealing with a batarang in his face. Oh, and the answer was batarang, by the way. Batman villain contingency plan. Codename: Best Friend Forever. Alias Hush, Dr. Thomas Elliot. Powers: he's nearly as intelligent as me, with extensive knowledge of human anatomy, allowing him to exploit weaknesses in his enemies. Hush is also a skilled marksman and hand-to-hand combatant. Plan: Elliot's strength is his obsession with defeating me on my terms, so I'll exploit his need for personal victory. Hush lacks my combat prowess and training, so making quick work of him is a guarantee. He had the element of surprise when he came after me the first time, but now that I know of him and his obsessions, he isn't much of a threat as he relies more on his public persona than I do, and without it, he is just another criminal who thinks they are smarter than everyone. And we got Riddler for that. Batman villain contingency plan. Codename Burnout. Firefly Garfield Linz. Garfield Linz is a pyromaniac equipped with a flamethrower and a specialized jetpack that allows him to fly. His obsession with fire makes him extremely dangerous, especially in urban environments. Firefly's power comes from his control over fire, so I'll limit his access to flammable materials by luring him to a non-combustible area, like the Gotham docks. I'll deploy fire-suppressant grenades to neutralize his flamethrower and incendiary bombs, ensuring his greatest weapon is useless. His jetpack allows him mobility, but it's vulnerable to electrical interference. I'll use EMP batarangs to disable it, grounding him. Firefly is reckless when cornered, so I'll stay mobile, targeting his suit's weak points. particularly the fuel supply. Once his gear is neutralized, he's little more than a thug with a fire fixation, easily subdued with non-lethal force. Easy dub for the B-Man. Batman Villain Contingency Plan. Codename Cold-Blooded. Alias Killer Croc, Waylon Jones. Powers. Killer Croc possesses superhuman strength, durability, and regenerative healing due to his reptilian mutation. His tough armored skin makes him resistant to most physical attacks, and his enhanced senses allow him to track prey through scent. Plan. Croc's strength lies in his physicality, so I'll exploit his animalistic tendencies by goading him into a trap. I'll lure him into an enclosed environment where his size and strength become liabilities, and I'll use high-frequency sonic devices to disorient him. Reptilian physiology is sensitive to these frequencies. His regenerative abilities require me to avoid drawn-out fights, so I'll focus on immobilization techniques, targeting his joints with explosive gel and taser-based weapons to incapacitate him. In water, I'll use cryotechnology to freeze him, neutralizing his advantage. Keeping him away from his natural habitat will ensure he's less dangerous and easier to subdue. Batman Villain Contingency Plan. Codename The Mask. Black Mask. Roman Sionis is a master criminal strategist with a vast empire in Gotham. He excels in intimidation and psychological manipulation, using fear and violence to control his subordinates. Proficient in firearms and hand-to-hand combat, his true strength lies in his wealth and influence. His iconic Black Mask symbolizes his brutality. To defeat Black Mask, I'll use my Matches Malone persona to dismantle his criminal network, cutting off resources and creating paranoia with misinformation. He anticipates direct confrontation, but I've faced his henchmen before. Once isolated, he'll confront me alone, where his lack of physical prowess will be a weakness. I'll disable him non-lethally and remove his mask, stripping him of his identity. The ultimate goal is to kidnap Oliver, put him in the mask, and take him out by accident. But I must be cautious as I'm running out of Lazarus pits to revive him.